And actually, that actually leads to the next question that I wanted to ask you, because, all of these sort of rules tie into one very important question that I get a lot, and I think that all parents that are going through a divorce have, is what details about their divorce should they be sharing with their child, and why?
What a great question. Here's the answer to it. Parents need to have a cohesive narrative that is neutral and refrains from blame. And so what that means is that both parents need to agree on the story. What is it that we tell our child about divorce? So it could be something like, sometimes grown-ups fall in love, but then later they can fall out of love, and that's what happened with your mom or your dad and me. It's a grown-up thing. And parents love their children, and we will always love you. So you can't stop loving your child. You can't fall out of love with your child.
Right.
And we will always be your parents, even though we don't live together anymore. But we just found that it was easier to live apart than to live together. And really, that should be as much detail as necessary, as they should share. Now, there are special circumstances always, as with anything.
Right.
Let's say one of the parents is in jail. Okay? Well, you can't not say that.
Right.
You have to say, that mommy or daddy is in jail, and, it's one of the things that, that caused us to decide to divorce. People often ask me, well, what about my ex had an affair, and that's why, shouldn't my children know that, I'm not the one who wanted this, but, if it hadn't been for the affair. And the answer is, unfortunately, this is a situation where you have to put your feelings aside. And you can be and should be angry about the affair, about the alcoholism, about the abuse, but really the only details that children should hear about are ones that they've witnessed or ones that are kind of self-evident. So if your ex has abused you and, hit you and your children have seen that, yes, I would share that with them, because otherwise you're denying what they already saw, what their reality is.
Right.
But in general, hopefully in general, when we're talking about divorce, we're talking about situations that are a little less extreme than jail and abuse and drugs and alcohol.
Right. Not every divorce is that high conflict, high issue divorce.
Precisely. So
in fact, that's actually the minority.
Exactly. And, so in general, the details should be fairly neutral or very neutral, refrain from blame, and, of course, tailored to your child's developmental level. I mean, what you're going to tell to a 3-year-old is going to be very different, in terms of the details than you're going to tell to a 15-year-old.
Right.
That being said, we still don't want to disclose too much of the personal issues that we may have had with, our former partner.
Right, and I think that goes to the issues that you have with their other parent are your issues with the other parent, and they're not your child's issues with the other parent, and they're entitled to love and respect and have a relationship with that other parent. Now, of course, again, there's those exceptions, right? There's the abuse or incarceration or things like that. But for the most part, they didn't pick their other parent. You did.
Exactly.
And so you kind of have to step back and just let them love them.
Absolutely. And, and not color that love with your lenses, not put your sunglasses on your child.
Right.
Let them see the ex, and look, if the ex is really kind of a deadbeat or not very nice, over time, your child's lenses will give them that information, but you shouldn't be part of, contributing to that kind of a label that the child may then feel inclined or mandated to see their parent through.